Among all the achievements of Alexander the Great, one of the most extraordinary was the Siege of Tyre in 332 before Christ. This was not just a battle but a demonstration of determination, engineering, and strategy. Many of Alexander's victories were won in open fields, but Tyre was different. It was one of the most heavily defended cities of the ancient world, and people believed it was impossible to conquer. Yet Alexander proved once again that nothing could stop him when he set his mind to a task. Tyre was a powerful city located on the coast of Phoenicia. Unlike other cities that stood on land, Tyre was built on an island about half a mile from the mainland. High walls surrounded it on all sides, and the sea itself acted as a natural defense. The city also had a strong navy, making it even more secure. When Alexander demanded that Tyre surrender to him, the people of Tyre refused. They believed that no one could reach them and that the island would keep them safe. But Alexander was not the kind of man to accept refusal. He decided that if Tyre would not surrender, he would take the city by force, no matter how difficult it might be. To do this, he needed to solve the greatest challenge: how to reach the island fortress across the water. Most generals would have abandoned the idea, but Alexander turned to engineering. He ordered the construction of a massive causeway, a road built from stones, wood, and rubble, stretching from the shore all the way to the island. Slowly, the causeway grew, advancing into the sea as his soldiers worked day and night. The Tyrians did not sit idly by. They used their navy to attack Alexander's workers. They sent fire ships to burn the wooden structures. They rained arrows and stones from the walls. The work was slow and dangerous, but Alexander pushed forward. He brought in siege engines, towers, and catapults, mounting them on the causeway so that his men could fire back at the city. The struggle lasted for months, and many thought Alexander would give up, but he refused to stop. Knowing that he could not succeed without control of the sea, Alexander gathered ships from the ports he had already conquered. Soon he had a navy strong enough to challenge Tyre's fleet. With ships surrounding the city and the causeway advancing every day, Tyre's situation grew desperate. Alexander's men finally managed to breach the walls using their siege towers and battering rams. After 7 long months of struggle, the Macedonian army stormed into the city. The fall of Tyre was brutal. Alexander was furious at the resistance and the heavy losses his army had suffered. Thousands of Tyrians were killed, and many more were sold into slavery. Yet this terrible victory sent a message to the entire region. If even Tyre, the strongest and most secure city, could not resist Alexander, then no other city could hope to survive against him. The Siege of Tyre stands out not only for its violence but for its brilliance. It showed that Alexander was not just a battlefield commander but also a master of logistics and engineering. He turned what seemed impossible into reality. The causeway that he built remained for centuries and eventually changed the geography of the coast, turning Tyre into a peninsula. This victory also had a deep psychological effect. After Tyre, many cities surrendered without a fight, fearing the same fate. It demonstrated that Alexander's ambition had no limits. Land, sea, walls, or distance could not stop him. He was willing to wait, to fight, to build, and to sacrifice until victory was his. The Siege of Tyre proved that Alexander the Great was more than a conqueror. He was a visionary who combined strategy, courage, and determination in ways that few leaders in history ever achieved. It remains one of the most remarkable sieges in the history of warfare, a moment when the impossible was made possible by the will of one man.